What is good, everyone? Welcome to the channel. A viewer recently asked me to talk about how Halloween has changed over basically the 20 years that I've been in Japan. Not continuously, I did move back to America for a little bit, but I first came to Japan in 2002, so it's been almost 20 years. And the holiday has changed a lot in that time. I don't think there's enough to say about it to make it a full-on Friday episode like I drop every week. So I thought I would just talk about this topic while I drive through an area that I've never shown on the channel before. So enjoy the drive, and I hope you enjoy the topic. So, in 20 years, how has Halloween changed in Japan? Well, I first came to Japan in 2002, and when I came, Halloween really was not a thing at all. I came over to Japan on an exchange teaching program, and I was teaching in a junior high school. And basically every year I had a Halloween lesson that I would teach my kids. And at this point, it was pretty much all new to them. I mean, they knew about pumpkins and witches, and they'd heard of Dracula and Frankenstein's monster, but they didn't really know anything about Halloween and what Halloween was. And so it was a fun lesson to do every year because all of my life I've loved Halloween and spent quite a bit of time reading about the origins and history of the holiday. So it was a lot of fun for me to share it with my students. And every year, the other foreign English teachers in the area, we'd get together and we would have a Halloween party at the Shimin-Kaikan, or the local community hall, basically. And kids in elementary school and kindergarten range would come to the Halloween party, and we'd have games and do artwork and give out candy, that sort of thing. But no one was really in costume yet, except for the English teachers. So the kids would show up in just regular clothes and have fun and enjoy a little bit of Halloween treats. Fast forward to after we moved back to Japan from the States. So we're talking 2008, 2009. And it's already gotten bigger. The 100 yen stores are now starting to sell more and more decorations and kind of basic costume accessories. They're not selling full-on costumes yet, but they'll be selling kind of individual items like witches' hats, or like devil's horns that you can wear on your head, or something like a pirate's eye patch or something, but not yet full-on costumes. So it's around about this time the Shibuya Halloween party is starting to become a thing, and so like Halloween is taking off a little bit. You still can't get an American pumpkin. Like if you want to get an American pumpkin to carve for a jack-o'-lantern, that's still not really possible at this point. And the decorations are, again, they're all kind of 100 yen store, really basic, kind of cheap things. But at least it's growing and it's spreading. And then, living in Yokohama area, around about the 2011, 2012, 13, right in there, it's getting bigger still. And basically I experienced, or witnessed rather, the first time trick-or-treating had happened in Japan, in my area, where the little kids in that area were actually going out, and the parents had sort of worked together to make this plan to visit, I think it was like 6 or 7 houses that were in this small little circle that agreed to do trick-or-treating. And the kids all got in their costumes, and there was a giant group photo because everyone knew each other. And at this point, the costumes are still kind of those accessory pieces. No kids are actually in a full costume yet. They're just wearing a witch's hat, or they're carrying a pitchfork, or they've got some kind of accessory. But still, they had a lot of fun, and there were some decorations, and they got candy at these trick-or-treating houses, and it was a good time had by all. Shibuya Halloween party is getting bigger and bigger, and even to the point where people are complaining about it, saying it's a big nuisance and it leaves lots of trash and lots of madness, and ordinary people living in Shibuya area are experiencing troublesome behavior, etc. But what I think is happening now is, first of all, the companies have picked up on, we can sell things, and like Amazon and other places began providing adult costumes, because obviously Shibuya costume fairs, the parades that happen every year now, like there's a big parade in Kawasaki City, for example. So adult costumes are becoming more and more available, and kids' costumes are soon to follow. In that first neighborhood trick-or-treating event, there were maybe 2 or 3 kids who had full-on costumes, but they were homemade. Like the mothers or fathers or whoever made them went all out, and I remember this one little boy in a homemade wolf costume that was amazing. But still, not costumes really being sold or really easy to obtain yet. But the decorations are getting more and more elaborate in the 100 yen stores, and other stores like department stores are starting to sell decorations as well. And finally, real pumpkins are showing up in Japanese florists. They're pretty expensive. I mean, you're talking a small to average size American jack-o'-lantern that is like 2,000 to 4,000 yen, so $20 to $40 depending on the size or the florist that's selling it. Obviously not cheap compared to American prices, but they're appearing, and if you wanted to have a genuine jack-o'-lantern for your Halloween party, it was now becoming possible. Fast forward to today, and the other influence that's probably helping Halloween take off is those junior high school students and elementary school students that I was teaching back in the day. Well, they're in their late 20s and early 30s now, so they're parents of small children. And they know about Halloween, and they've attended Halloween parties, which means they are taking that information and the slowly booming Halloween festivities, and now trick-or-treating is even more of a thing. There's neighborhoods all over Yokohama that do full-on trick-or-treating now. I'm talking like in a block of 15 houses, there might be 3 or 4 houses that are participating. And I mean, that's obviously not to American trick-or-treating levels yet for a lot of areas in the US, but it's vastly different from 2002 for sure, and even different from 2013, 2014, that actually kids can wander around a neighborhood and have numerous houses to go to. And it's gotten big enough that there's multiple families. There's no more of all of the families getting together and having a group picture because everyone knows each other. Now it's like kids come from other neighborhoods, and you have basically the roving bands of trick-or-treaters that you have in the US as well. Costumes have become full-on. I mean, there's still kids whose parents are maybe not so into it and didn't want to spend money on a costume, so there's still the occasional boy who's wearing a black cape and the rest is ordinary clothes. And there's also kids with really amazing either store-bought costumes or homemade costumes, and decorations outside of homes have gotten really elaborate, and the decorations you can buy for inside your house. I mean, and of course these days Amazon provides pretty much anything you could possibly want Halloween-wise. Well, I take that back. There's still some things that are hard to get, that you can't you know, it's not like the Halloween superstores have opened up here. Anyway, Halloween has changed a lot. So there you have it. Thanks for listening to this short kind of midweek video, and I hope you enjoyed the drive. This little neighborhood I'm going through is a pretty typical drive. It's, you know, nice narrow roads and very typical Japanese neighborhood. Thank you very much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please hit the like button and subscribe if you're not subscribed already. And if you are one of the many people who has subscribed recently, thank you very much for watching this particular video, and I hope to catch you on my normal Friday video this week and in the future. Cheers. Peace.